Frame 67 coming hot at you on a wonderful Thursday afternoon. We got our awesome guest, or not even guest, co-host Paul joining us as always. We got a great list of topics for y'all. Real quick before we go into anything, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. You want to be a guest, put it in the comments, DM us, socials, email, all that. Get back to us. Me and Paul are sick, so we're doing a sick cast, a Corona cast. So keep the screens away from your face because we're gonna be coughing straight into the mics, the entire cast. A
So I'm
lot
a
of
guest
sniffles
now.
and all that. Yeah, you're a guest. You've been demoted.
I've
I
been
moved up.
demoted from co-host to permanent guest.
Yeah, I'm a guest. I'm a solo. I'm
Fuck
a solo
off.
show. Yeah, I'm a Theo Von, this bitch.
Huh,
Paul, what's up?
not much. Just got back from Norway 2 days ago. Still groggy from kind of the jet lag. To be honest with you, I never really adjusted when I was there because I was doing so many things and going out every night that like I barely got any sleep. Really, I didn't get a ton of sleep on the plane there. I got a little bit of sleep on the plane back, but glad to be home. It's good to be home. It was a great trip. Had a really good time. We'll go into that here later on the cast. But as Jack was saying, a little under the weather. A lot of people were in Norway, the group that went, because I went for a wedding. But feeling good enough to do the cast, and I wouldn't miss it. So good to be here. How's it going, Jack? What are you up to? What have you been up to?
Fantastic. Just trying to stay away from that fucking, bridge's edge, if you will, for a second. No, but I'm doing great. Not really though. I feel like shit. Every time I go to a concert, it's a gamble whether or not I'm gonna get sick. And this time I got sick and it hit me. It hit me
What
hard.
concert did you go to?
I went and saw the Suicide Boys Grey Day, Ghostmain, City Morgue, Ramirez Cemetery. We can jump into that too.
Yeah, it's a good lineup. Yeah, how'd that go?
It was a really good concert. I didn't expect to be in the mosh pit as much as I was, but
Probably how
for
you
the
got
first
sick.
time, I was the one getting people out of the way and opening up the pit because no one else was doing it. So me and these three guys who were dressed as like referees, like they had referee costumes on, were like opening up the pit and everything. So I think the entire time I moshed, which is why my neck was permanently fucked. Like I couldn't go like I still can barely go like this without pain. No one headbangs anymore. That's the thing I'm bringing back at concerts. Headbanging. People don't do that. Um, Show was really good. Um, Everyone performed really well. Ramirez seemed like he wanted to die and didn't want to be there. Man paid for 20 minutes and got off stage. Didn't
Wow.
even open a mosh pit the whole time. Um, which is kind of disappointing. Cemetery, the most garbage act I've ever seen in my entire life. His auto tune was so loud it was embarrassing. That's the second time I've been to a concert and people actually booed an act. People were actively booing, and
The guy's
there. I
called
mean, don't
Cemetery.
yeah, don't boo people, but they're fucking right. He fucking sucked and he wasn't good. And I don't want to hear his music ever again because it's all auto tuned. That's all it is, and it's whiny like Lil Peep trash music that I don't want to hear.
I
I
like
don't
Lil
want to hear
Peep.
that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Get that out
Lil
of here.
Peep doesn't auto tune that often. He did have a few
Not
songs that had it.
some of the songs he did. The ones that I've heard, he auto tunes. Anyway, he was garbage. City Morgue, really fun. Great set. Monster and them. Ghostman went the hardest. He brought out natural band, no backup vocals, and he was sick. He mentioned that a couple times. Really, really good, man. Ghostman was fucking fun, dude. He got into it.
I was never
Did of
really
course
into his music, but I feel
seeing
like
it
live
live.
he'd be fun.
It's really, really fun. Suicide Boys played for an hour and a half, played a shit ton of old songs. They played Champion of Death, Kill Yourself Part 4,
Hell yeah.
just some real old shit. Clouds as My Witnesses, shit that they haven't played in like 6 years.
They played Lemon Slime.
They did not play Lemon Slime.
That
I
one's
asked,
so
and they said they
old.
weren't gonna do it. Yeah, yeah, that was fucking old. But no, great show, really fun time. Almost died on the way back. Rainstorm. Don't want to get super into it, but City Morgue, Zilla Kami and Zos Mula. I met them. They were at the back of the concert, like where like the DJ is. It's got to mix everything. They were standing there chilling. So I go up to them, 'cause I'm like whatever. I see a bunch of other people going up to them. I get a picture with Zos. It didn't load, so all it is was just a blur, whatever. But what kind of pissed me off is like I was like, "Hey, yo, Zilla, you mind if I get a picture?" And he looked at me and just stared at me and looked away. And it was kind of just like I was like, "Whatever, I guess yeah, I'm being a little annoying, but one, you're inside a concert that you just played at. Two, I asked you politely. Three, I was literally wearing a dog ears t-shirt that I found in the pit, by the way. And 4, all you needed to say is, "Nah, I don't want a picture," instead of ignoring me like a cunt, and that kind of pissed
Yeah,
me off. Um, if you don't
that's
want to be
dumb.
bothered by your fans, why you stand in the concert, you fucking retard? So that just kind of made me like, all you needed to say was no pictures, and I've been like, all right, cool.
That being said, I'd love to have Zilla on the cast should he see this, but I get that. If you want to make up for it, Zilla, come on the cast. Come on, let's shoot the shit.
No, and then they were outside the concert just chilling, smoking a blunt, and I walked past them then, and yeah, it was weird. They just were like very out there, but not having it. I think they were just looking for hot girls. Unfortunately, I was not a hot girl that night, so they were not about it. Other than that, great concert, except for them ruining my experience. Just kidding. No, it was really fun. Cool. I met a lot of great people. Had a lot of fun. Driving back sucked, but what
Heck
are you
yeah.
gonna do?
Yeah.
Great day.
Yeah, that's why I don't like meeting artists anymore.
Mhm.
Like this was way back in the day. The first like band I ever met was A Day to Remember because I was really into them when I
Yeah.
saw them in like middle school, and they were fucking assholes, and that's why I've just kind of learned like, don't meet your artists.
Mhm.
Don't meet people you really like. It's going to ruin the music for you if you're that type of person where you let it ruin the music for you, but
It didn't ruin it for me because
yeah.
I get where they're coming from if you were in public, but again, you're at the concert venue. I think it's appropriate because
Yeah.
especially before me, multiple people asked, at least what I saw, and he at least gave him a response. But I guess I was too much of a loser to get a response to Zilla me. I'm just kidding. No, I don't care at all. It doesn't affect my opinion of them or the music. I did meet Puya and Fat Nick. They were really cool. They're like, yeah, let's get a
At that
picture.
concert?
No, they were at Dave and Buster's in
Oh, yeah.
Colorado. Remember that? They were cool. They were just like, "Yeah, get a picture, get the fuck out of here." And I've been like, "All right, man, I got you. I'm cool." But yeah, now I know I don't want to meet any artists really. It's like cool, I guess. I get to say I meet them, but they're just people at the end of the day. So you could say I met them though.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's probably gotta be overwhelming and annoying for them that it just consistently happens, but you have to
Yeah,
think about, too, like, without those people that want to get that picture with you, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now, so fucking suck it up and
exactly.
take 5 seconds to take a goddamn photo, you inconsiderate
Yeah.
prick, you know? It's just like,
All you needed to do is lean over and say, "Hey, no pics, man," instead of ignoring me like, "Yes,
yeah.
he's trash,"
Or
but
literally
it
just
doesn't
wear a
matter.
t-shirt that says, "I'm not doing pictures today."
That would
Like,
actually be good, yeah,
yeah.
because that would work, That'd
Yeah.
be really gnarly, but anyway, good concert, would go again. I will be at the next grade A for sure. Really
Hell yeah.
fun.
It's good. Yeah, while I was in Norway, the UFC put together a fight that Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett.
Mm,
I don't really know how I feel about that one. They're feeding Tony to the wolves. Regardless if Tony wins this fight, he needs to be done, dude.
yeah.
7 losses in a row if he loses to Paddy. Like,
Oh my god. He's not gonna lose to Patty though. I just can't see it
I
happening.
have high hopes. I think the power's still there, and I think Tony could maybe stop Paddy, but we'll see. Paddy
Patty the
also just
fatty.
kind of has a chin.
Mhm.
Remember
I don't
how
know,
hard he
man.
got smacked by Luigi?
Yeah. Yeah,
Literally
he
like
did get smacked
shifted
pretty
his whole
hard.
face, and he was just
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah, but no one likes Patty, so
Not
I
anymore.
think
Ever since that,
mm-mm,
how he treated that last win, even though he
yeah.
lost, he just acted like he was better than. And it's like, dude, you clearly lost that fight.
Yeah, and everybody knows it.
People need to own up to that shit. I think when you think you
Mhm.
clearly lost. I mean, he
I
totally
think
did.
I think the judges need to own up to picking him as a winner because he was
Yeah,
favorited,
the
you
judging's
know.
been really interesting lately in the UFC. I mean, it's always been interesting. It's so
Mhm.
controversial lately. However, they're like Chris Lieben. He used to be a UFC fighter way back in the day. They're starting to get UFC fighters or people that used to compete in MMA that are judges now.
Mhm.
So like
See,
Chris Lieben just debuted like judging last week, I think.
I always thought that that's just how it was because that made
No,
sense.
it's random people.
Yeah,
Right now,
that's
it's
just
currently just random people
ridiculous.
that have never competed in MMA or know
It
any.
should only be people that can compete
Yeah,
in MMA. Who else can judge it? They fought in it. They know exactly what they're doing, or they're coaches. But if they're
yeah.
coached, they probably have already fought. So that's just embarrassing, honestly. Is like all sports like that? Are like the refs in football? Do they even play football? I
That's a good
suppose they,
question. Well,
probably.
that's like different. They have to know the rule book. There are so many rules to football
There are,
where
yeah.
there are a lot of rules to MMA, but it's a lot less when it comes to an individual versus an individual as opposed to a team versus a team.
Right, yeah. There's a lot more taking consideration
Yeah.
for sure.
So I feel like those guys have to be on their P's and Q's. You do a bad call as a ref, football has so much like eyes on it that like something's gonna happen, you know?
Someone will call it. These
Yeah.
like fans that already know the rules and shit for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Hopefully Tony wins that fight. I think it's at UFC 296 or 295. I can't remember. I think it's 296. It'll be interesting. Be interesting for sure. Do you want me to talk about Norway?
Yeah, going to Norway.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, I went to Norway for about a week, 6 days. For a wedding. Ricky, who has been on the cast before, got married to a lovely woman that was originally born in Norway. Yeah, shout out Ricky. And it was a great wedding. It was a beautiful wedding. I'm going to kind of step that aside because I want to talk about more so my time there. As much as like I was there because of them, but like that's their private time. So I want, them to enjoy it, talk about it, whatever. Maybe when Ricky comes on the cast next time, or maybe Henriette has talked about coming on the cast, his now wife, which I thought would be kind of fun.
First girl on the cast. Woo! Let's get this rolling. Down.
But anyways, so I left on Tuesday, got into Norway Wednesday, roughly 18, 20 hours of travel. I only had to take 2 flights. So I took a flight from Minneapolis here to France, and then France to Bergen. Luckily I didn't have like 3 flights like a lot of people. I had that on the way back. But when I got into town, it was like the end of the day there because they are 7 hours ahead of us. So we're 7 hours behind Norway, basically. So huge time difference, right? And I just walked around. I did the Airbnb tour. It was fucking... So if anybody knows anything about Bergen, Norway, where I went, it just rains all the fucking time, basically. There was a few days I got very lucky where I didn't have rain. So it made, like, it very bearable and whatever. But honestly, the rain wasn't a big deal. You just kept an umbrella on you, wore a rain jacket, you're fine. As soon as I got there, I did the Airbnb tour. The Airbnb was sick. Like, I did a whole walkthrough of it, and you guys are going to see content on Norway. It just isn't going to be anytime soon because I have so much footage. And, like, I recorded on the lavalier audio that I have to splice with video, so I have, like, a ton of stuff I have to cut up. But first things first is I want to take all their wedding footage and get that all cut up for them and send that to them because I did some wedding. I got their first dance on video and stuff like that. It was super cool. But, man, Norway. Not really a huge culture shock. Like, they have pretty modern things there. It's pretty normal. One thing like that did kind of shock me is like on the weekends there when there's a lot of people out and about, people just throw trash everywhere. But by the next morning, it's cleaned up. Like they have street sweepers and cleaning crew. Another kind of shock to me is they don't tip there. They will refuse a tip. I tried to tip somebody there. They were like, no, do not tip me. I get paid enough because they get paid like decent there no matter where you work, whether it's a fucking McDonald's or wait staff, which I thought was kind of like crazy.
How does that work?
Because that's the thing, dude, is they pay a ton in taxes there. So they get free healthcare. They have like a ton of like, I don't know how all the economics and stuff works of Norway, but it's very interesting. Super cool place. So yeah, first I get there, do the Airbnb tour. I walk around a bit. And then I tried Norwegian McDonald's, which doesn't even look like a McDonald's. It's in like a fucking like that's the thing is like there, like a Starbucks and whatever. They don't all look the same. They're in like old ass buildings and shit. So it kind of looks cool. But it was called, yeah, go ahead.
It's like a place you'd go in there and you'd sign the decoration.
Yeah, exactly.
Look
like it was called McDonald's 2 because the address was 2. So it looked like McDonald's 2. I had the big cheese with chili mayo, and I couldn't read. I was on the touch screen. I couldn't read the language. So I'm just going by picture, and they had different fries there. I'm like, what are these fries? They look like Cajun fries. They look like spicy fries. So I get them. They're sweet potato fries.
Oh, you just got dunked on.
Yeah, they're okay. I still ate like half of them. But they also had Langenberry is really popular there. It's like this it's some type of berry or berry mixture they make jam out of, whatever. It's like a red berry sauce. They had a Fanta like Langenberry or like a Fanta tropical red Fanta, and I tried that. That was super good. And then I just kind of like after that went to bed because I had stayed up at that point for like over 30 something hours. On all my flights, I didn't sleep on my way there because I just couldn't. I was wired. I was nervous. But I made it there. None of my baggage got lost. None of my flights were delayed. It all worked out. Thursday, so my second day there, the first thing I started off is, I woke up a little early and I went to a place called Gutterball. however they pronounce it there. It means good bread, and it's basically just a little
I don't
bakery.
think it's Goat Road.
Yeah,
I go, good bro, that
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, that's how they sound. Yeah, Henriette's gonna smack you next time she sees you. But anyways, I go there and I got a cappuccino and like this custard pastry for breakfast. And I happened to run into some other people from the wedding there, including the bride and groom, and just hung out and had breakfast with them. We just happened to all be there. Yeah, just by chance. Because like as I was walking around throughout this whole trip, I was running into all types of people. I ran into Aaron a bunch of times and stuff. And yeah. Anyways, that day after that, I walked through Bryggen, which is like their main tourist area. It's like all these colorful old buildings. Now, unfortunately, a lot of them were under construction, so they had a lot of covers over a lot of them because they were just getting work. They're like the oldest buildings since Norway was formed, like 845 or whatever the year was. It's so fucking old Bergen was. And so that was cool. I checked out, just looked through shops. I checked out Rosenkrauts, which is like I believe they're like royal castle or what's left of it. There's not much left of it. I just looked at it. I didn't do a tour or anything, but just checked it out from the outside. And then I hiked up their easiest mountain there called Floyen. I hiked up with the bride's sister Pernilla and her boyfriend Travis. Hiked up, it was a good time, and then we rode the tram down. It was like an hour hike up, and it was beautiful views up there. I got some ice cream from the cafe on the top, and they have this train that'll go like down the mountain, like it's on a rope. So I just took that down. Yeah. So that was pretty cool to get the views riding that. And then after that, I split off from Pernilla and Travis and was like, shit, what do I do with my afternoon? By this time, it was about 1 p.m. And I know this is kind of a rant. I did a lot of stuff, but I just really want to talk about it on the cast, if that's fine. I walked around to like the way other side of the bay. I walked, I think 37,000 steps that day.
I was going to say.
Not miles.
Miles,
which was like 6,000 something calories. It was crazy. So I walked all the way to the other end, and then I ate at this place called Flamburger or Flamburger, and did like a review of there. It was all right. Just wanted to see what a Norwegian burger was like from like a burger joint. It was okay. And then I went to the bars that night. So I met up with everybody. Went to like this bar called Bar 3, which is like an American bar where they purposely play like American music. It's fucking weird.
Whoa. Any examples? What's American music to
like
them?
Hip hop, like the top charts garbage, whatever. Yeah. And then we went to a club called Droogfisk, and then that night Austin and I rented e-scooters and we're like fucking going off stairs and gaps with them and fucking like riding them around, just like being absolutely obnoxious tourists, just ripping those e-scooters because they're really popular there. Like everybody rips them around. And EVs in general, dude, I have not seen the most electric vehicles ever than being in Bergen, Norway, because government gives you like a tax off if you buy an electric vehicle. So everybody's got Tesla, Ford Mach-E's, Polestars, electric Hyundais, like all types of electric vehicles over there. It's crazy. I think I've seen more electric vehicles than I did gas there. Which I thought was kind of interesting. But the club that night,
future I don't want to live in.
The club that night was really fun. Yeah, it's a future I don't want to live in. So Friday was my big tour day. I did what's called the Norway in a Nutshell tour. It was basically from start to end a 13-hour tour. I got to the train station by 8 a.m. I'm not going to remember in order where I went. You're going to have to just watch the vlog when that comes out. But I took a train, went and saw a beautiful waterfall after the train. I stopped in a little town, hopped on a bus, went to another town. And then from that town, I rode up on like a little electric bus to the top of this mountain and looked at this huge viewpoint of a fjord. And a fjord's basically like this big island mountain thing. And they're like little archipelagos of like islands, like in the ocean, like on the side of Norway. So it's like super beautiful. The water's like super blue and clean. It's crazy. I met some awesome people on that trip. I met this Filipino mother and daughter who live in Rome, Italy. So they speak Filipino, Italian, and English. And I just hung out with them that whole tour. Like I ate lunch with them, and then we kind of met up towards the end. And it was super sick tour. Norway in a Nutshell was awesome because it literally, I got to go to a Viking village. I got to see like the land of Norway, you know, like all the cool historic like old towns and the beautiful scenery and nature they have to offer. The waterfalls are nuts, dude. Like when I was on the ferry going through the fjords, like the little boat, I was like, damn, bro, I want to build my Minecraft base up there by next to that waterfall. Like it looked like something, it looked ridiculous, dude. So that was sick. When I got back, I was so tired. I went to a place called Euro House and got a Euro with like chili fries. It was super good. And then just passed out. Saturday, I slept in. It was a big day of the wedding. So the wedding wasn't until the afternoon. That was basically all just wedding day. Other than that, I had coffee and a pastry in the morning at a different coffee shop. But I'm not going to go too much into the wedding. Other than that, it was beautiful. She rode in on a horse. It was super cool. The food was really good. I tried seafood because they had trout as like the starting course. And it wasn't bad. It didn't taste fishy. I ate the whole thing. It was good. The wedding was super good. The food was awesome. It was a beautiful time. I was super happy for them. Yeah. And then on to the next day. We're almost there. We're almost done. Sunday, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to because after the wedding, when I got back into town at like 1 a.m., I went out to the clubs with Avery and Bethany.
I saw that
and
video.
yeah. And I was just like, we were just partying until like 4 a.m. It was a good time. We got Burger King at like 3 a.m. And I don't know. I was up way too late. So Sunday, like I was kind of groggy, woke up a little late. My plan that day was to hike one of the mountains called Ulriken or Ulriken. But it's a long hike up and down. And my plan was to really just take the gondola up. They have this gondola that's on like a wire and you go like all the way up to the top and then just walk down. I get up there and it is fucking, the rain is hitting my face so hard it feels like I'm getting shot with an airsoft gun. That's how hard the wind is going. It said it was 70 mile an hour winds up there. I just went into the cafe, got a coffee because I ran into 2 other people from the wedding. I just chilled with them. And then like I maybe spent 20 minutes on top of that mountain, dude, because I was like, there's no way I'm hiking down this in these conditions.
It'd get better as you went down, though.
No, bro, I don't know.
60
it was
miles,
bad.
50 miles,
yeah,
40
it
miles.
was bad. And I was just like, you know what? I'll just take the gondola back down because I bought a round trip anyways, just in case.
Nope, gondola's closed. You got to walk down. You're sitting there.
Well, the next day they closed it due to the wind.
That's funny.
Because when I was going up there, it was really windy, bro.
I don't fuck with gondolas.
And then
it's just a wire. That's it. They're
I
trusting it with a wire.
And then
no wire.
I went through Brigham again, just walked through the tourist area that day. And then Monday, it's my last day before going home. I got my tattoo. Quick little glimpse. It's a little shiny because I have Aquaphor on it. Very detailed. Super awesome guy. Peter Bones is his name. Legal name. Find him on Instagram. Yeah.
What is it entirely?
So yeah.
Like you haven't explained it to me.
Yeah, good question. So I basically looked up tattoo shops in Norway 5 months in advance because I knew I wanted to get tattooed while I was there. And this is my second tattoo. And just to like remember the time. And then I found this guy, I just found a tattoo shop there. They had 2 shops in Bergen. And they had about 6 or 7 artists between both shops. And this initial guy I wanted to plan with was kind of flaky, wasn't really responding to me. So then I found Peter and looked at his work. And he has very good minimalistic, you could tell, like shading. Like he does like, I saw he made like a Greek helmet for somebody that was done really well. And then like a Roman numeral thing with a sword. And I was like, damn, this guy does really good work. So I sent him screenshots of both of his works that he's already done. I was like, hey, can you do something like this for me? I'm thinking about, I just took like for scale, a Gatorade bottle and put it next to my arm. And I was like, I want it about this big. And he got it pretty much spot on. Like I wanted about 4 to 5 hours of a tattoo. He's like, yeah, I can do that. He doesn't get me to sketch till the weekend before because I'm sure he's probably had people flake out before that have booked months in advance. So he didn't do it super early. I didn't really see it until I got to Norway, like what he had planned. Or like a day ahead before the tattoo, and it looked good. I thought it looked great. So really what he ended up doing is this is like a Roman soldier kind of esque thing in a skull, and this is the Roman G, or the symbol for glory. So this really just means like glory.
Reminds me of like a G59 type thing.
It's kind of vaporwave. Yeah. And it's very detailed. It's healing very well, and it looks super cool. I'm really happy with it. That tattoo artist was super sick. We talked about a lot of stuff, hip hop to The Sopranos for TV shows. He's a really cool guy. So shout out Peter Bones. Check him out on Instagram. I think it's Peter Bones Tattoo. Peder, Peter, or Peter. I don't know how they say it there. I always mess up the Norwegian language.
Pedo is probably what it is.
That same day, though, I went to a bakery in the morning. Kind of started off my day the same there. Pastry or a sandwich and a coffee. Got the tattoo. After that, I went speed shopping because I was, throughout the entire trip, I was just looking at stuff I wanted to buy, and then I was going to wait till the last day to go buy everything. Big mistake, because they have very limited hours for shops there, especially earlier in the week. Shops are just closed on Monday, some of them. Everything's closed on Sunday. So I had to go buy everything I wanted for Destiny. I didn't get exactly everything I wanted to get her because some stuff was closed, but I got her some gifts. I bought myself a really nice Helly Hansen jacket. That's really the only other thing I bought myself other than the tattoo and like a little enamel pen to remember the trip. And then I went to the Nama restaurant, which is a Japanese cuisine restaurant with a bunch of people from the wedding, just kind of as like a send-off dinner, before we all left. The majority of us were flying home the next day. Some were staying a little longer. And to my surprise, of course, a Japanese restaurant has like basically nothing but fish and sushi, but I ended up being able to get some type of chicken dish they had, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm surprised I went to a fish restaurant and all they had is fish.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought I'm gonna be real. I thought speed shopping was what they did after hurricanes and stuff. That's what I.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I went into during speed shopping. I went into one of the Norwegian malls. They're really cool. The way they're like really compact, and the escalators are like crazy. I don't know. It reminded me of like Nakatomi Plaza on the inside from like Die Hard.
Okay.
And then Tuesday, the next day, is when I went home. And it was a kind of shitty way home because I had an extra layover. I had an extra flight. And I had a really long layover. And it was like 24 hours, nearly over a day of travel.
Oh, damn. I thought it was just one layover.
Because on my way home, I had to go Bergen to Amsterdam. Wait at Amsterdam for 5 hours of a layover. 5 or 6 hours. I had to wait. And then I had to go through customs and everything. I didn't go through customs there. I went through customs in the United States. And then I go from Amsterdam to Chicago, go through customs there. Chicago's like the worst airport I've ever been to. I've been to it twice now. I went to it when I went to it for work. Horrible. O'Hare Airport is garbage. It's also all under construction, so everything's fucked. Go through customs there. That was fine. And then I had to go from Chicago to Minneapolis. So I had 3 flights. Shitty. Yeah, it was long. I was so tired. Yeah, that was the trip. It was a speed run version. You guys will see content of it here eventually. It's just gonna be a little bit.
Stay tuned for that, folks. We're gonna get in on that. See, swing back to the one topic that's been on my mind for lately: riding in on a horse on the wedding. Now that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I'd like to ride in on Lizzo or something. Like make her like. But like make her play the flute so she's on like 2 knees and in one hand.
She has an apple in her mouth.
Constantly following. Yeah, but she's got to play the flute as I ride in on her.
That's horrible.
Like, what animal would you ride in on? Like how many animals can you ride in on? Like think about this. You got your horse,
walrus,
your donkey. You can do a walrus. You got your hippos. You got your elephants.
Hippo would be cool, but I'm afraid it would just fucking maul somebody
violently. Well, I'd pull out its teeth first.
Yeah, you still don't want the force of those gums, bro. You're getting crushed.
I'd put a metal bar in its mouth, so it'd be fine. I'd figure out how to ride in on a hippo.
Muzzle on it.
I'd put a muzzle on a hippo. I still think it'd kill everyone in the room.
Yeah,
I really think it would.
Just
start swinging its head. Like, what would you want to ride in on, Paul?
Like, a giraffe.
Wedding? That'd be pretty cool. Giraffe's a good idea, actually. You'd have to maybe outside wedding or something. I don't know. Giraffe would be baller.
Well,
like a lion.
The wedding was inside, but like she rode on the horse to like the door.
Right. Well, I mean, the horse isn't 12 feet tall either, so
yeah, that's fair.
Like a goddamn giraffe. You can't have a giraffe anyway.
No, a giraffe ain't 12 feet tall. That motherfucker's got like a 30-foot long neck, bro. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're way bigger than that. Guess you got to get a small one. I don't know.
A baby giraffe.
Put in the comments. What would you want to ride in on coming into your wedding?
Definitely not Lizzo. It probably stinks more than the fucking horse would.
Yeah, God, it probably does. That's terrible. That's a terrible thing to say about Lizzo, Paul. I'm just kidding.
Fuck
no,
Lizzo.
Lizzo's canceled. She's fine. She's canceled. You can say whatever you want about her.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
I don't know. She did some things she probably shouldn't have done, but we've all done that. So
well, a couple things I wanted to end on there is airports in general. How have we had them around this long and still just can't make them efficient or make sense? Like my app on my phone was wrong for where to go. You have to always look at the screens. It's just like it's always wrong. The flights are never like my flight to Chicago showed up fucking a half hour late, and I was already had a long ass layover. Like It's like, how are we just already that, like, still that bad at organizing air travel? And it's just because it's all those security checks and shit, dude. I had to go to security like 2-3 times
Yeah,
on
and
my
that's
way to
bullshit.
Norway and back.
I say get rid of the security altogether. Just get rid of it.
But then fucking terrorist attacks happen, bro.
No, they don't. Because if you look it up right now, 98% of bombs and knives and guns, TSA does not catch. It's theater security. They don't do anything. The TSA never catches knives or bombs because people just don't do that. And if they do, they're smart enough to get it past them. You know,
Yeah.
when's the last time we had a plane terrorist attack?
That's fair. Well,
2001. That's when we had it. That was it. 9/11. It's the last time I could really think of, except for probably that. Yeah, no, the efficiency is really ridiculous. Get rid of security altogether. Just walk into your plane, get on it, sit down, and you're good to go. That's it. I shouldn't. In my mind, in an airport, it shouldn't be, oh shit, I have to walk 4 miles to get to my terminal. Ah, shit. That sounds awful. That should never be a thing. Like the Denver airport, we had to walk 2 miles to get to where we needed to go.
I had to take like a bus
retarded.
around.
Yeah.
Like at France, I had to take a bus and then another, like a train to get to the other side of the airport.
How about the entire floor is moving constantly? Not one part of the floor isn't. It's all going one direction. The other half's going the other. It's just, it's a treadmill. You have to run with it. You know, people are running.
One last thing is like, that's the first flight or first time I've done such a big like journey. Like it's the first time I went out of the country, first of all, and first time I've seen the ocean. I've never dealt with jet lag until now, and I feel like a week isn't enough to adjust unless you really focus on adjusting. I did not get enough sleep. I was tired basically my whole time there, which is fine. I still enjoyed the trip. But now, dude, as I'm getting back, I'm still not adjusted to here. Like you can probably tell, I'm so tired right now, even though I've gotten a lot of sleep last night. I've just been groggy. I'm sick. You know, I got sick after the wedding, I think. And so, I don't know. Jet lag isn't fun. I feel like if you're going to go out of the country, especially the first time for me, is I really wish I would have just been like stuck to my plan and just went to bed early those nights, even though I wanted to be out and about. It's just because I think I would have been better off, more energized. But again, I don't think a week is enough to just really make yourself adjust. Like, I think you need to be going out of the country for a couple weeks, you know, at least.
No, you definitely do, for sure. Well, if we're going to swap topics, Paul, we got to talk about coughs and the proper way to cover your mouth when you sneeze or cough.
Coughing.
Now, Paul, everybody has their own method. Some people do this guy. I'm a fan of this guy right here. You know, some people just cough out into the air. Which one are you, Paul? How do you cough? What's the proper way to cough for you?
When I'm alone, like if I'm in my office here, I'll just cough. I don't
into the air, right?
Yeah, but whenever I'm anywhere else, that even at work, I do the vampire.
Do the vampire?
Yeah.
I don't think the vampire's. I think the undershirt right here. This is safer. But I've had last night I was thinking when I was coughing into the air in my open room, is I was just coughing, not covering, and I'm like, now all my coffee is just going to be recycled inside this room. But is it really that mitigated if I cough here versus out like here? You know, is there any difference? Because the cough's still there. Now it's just in my arm, and now it's next to my head. So is there any really good way to cough?
I think you're overthinking this.
I don't think I am. I'm gonna start just coughing out in the open
on someone's meal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, get over it, man. Honestly, you know, I have a lot of coughing related topics. Second one is do you stand next to people at the urinal, Paul? You go into a bathroom, you really need to go. There's only 2 urinals. There's a guy using one. The stalls are full. What do you do? What do you do?
Yeah, if there's a urinal open, I'm gonna take a piss.
Blasphemy! You do not do that ever. Not in any circumstance.
I guess it depends on it depends on the bathroom though. If it's a bathroom that's got those big ass dividers from the floor to the top, then it doesn't fucking matter. Like the airports in the United States are like that. The airports in the fucking Paris and shit, bro, have no dividers. It's just urinal next to urinal, like with like that much space. And I'm just like, bro, that's fucking weird. So it depends. But if it's just like urinal next to urinal with no divider, then yeah, there's got to be a buffer urinal.
I'm saying, and at East High School, kids would take the dividers, and then you just couldn't use the urinal because there wasn't any.
They just took the divider.
I think people standing next to you at the urinal is a is a national problem that needs to be addressed. And if you see someone standing at the urinal, man, you wait. You stand and you wait. See, I run into this problem often at Target because now I'm a stall man, even when I need to piss. I just go in there. I'm a stall man, you know? Don't look at me like that. Everyone looks at me like I'm a psycho. I'm a stall man.
I used to be a stall man when I was a kid because I was insecure.
I like the privacy of the stall, so I go with stall man. But when it's not open, Target has 2 urinals in their men's bathroom. Great, we're talking about urinals. People love this. One of them is for an adult. The second one is for a child, which I can't use. Because one time I tried to use it, and I pissed all over the top of it without noticing because I'm so much taller than it. And I felt so bad that I just left it because I knew one of my coworkers was going to have to clean up that piss. And I was just like, fuck it, whatever. You know, I don't give a fuck. And it's a problem because it's a kid's urinal and an adult urinal. And I hope they don't see this or I'm getting fired for sure. They're going to be like, who's that guy pissing on top of the urinal? The electronics are all ruined. It's dripping in there. And it's a problem.
There's electronics in the urinal?
Yeah, the sensor, it's ruined. It's shorted out. It started on fire when I just peed all over it. But that's a problem because there's a child urinal and then an adult one. And I can't use the kid one. So really what we need to do is just kids don't go to the bathroom in public. Problem solved. Make it all adults urinals only. No kids urinals. That's terrible. Awful thing. You know what else we need to get rid of? Is the trough like they have at Dodger Stadium. It's just, you know, ever been to a baseball game and they just have it open trough?
Yeah, that's at like a lot of concerts and stuff too, the trough.
I haven't seen it at any concerts, thankfully. Concerts I've been to have very nice bathrooms, but I did notice at the Target Center they didn't have dividers between the urinals. But that's just, you know, it's a gimme. You ever notice at concerts that the bathrooms are always pitch black in there?
Yeah.
Ever notice that? What's up with that? So you can't shoot up in there? What's going on with that? I find when going into Minneapolis, all the bathrooms I go to are dark.
It's because I feel like they don't clean them enough, and the dark doesn't make them look as dirty.
That's true.
I don't know.
Stop licking doorknobs then.
What the fuck's wrong with it?
It
hey, can we talk about this topic on here? Because I actually agree with it.
What?
The difference between a $200 watch and a $20,000 watch is noticeable to 5% of people.
Yes.
I think you're right. And, you know, Ricky would really like this topic because Ricky and I are big jewelry watch guys. You know, he likes more jewelry than I do, such as rings and stuff like that. I just like chains and watches and a couple other things. But you're totally right about that because even him and I agree. Who cares how much the watch is worth if it's a nice looking watch? Like if it just like it looks good. And it's funny. I actually have mine here. This is the one I wore to the wedding and wore sometimes in Norway. My girlfriend got me this as a gift. It's just a Nixon watch. Like this is not real gold by any means. Maybe it's plated, but you know, I don't know. But it's a nice looking watch. Like this is like when I clean it up and put this on, this is a nice, small, nice looking watch. Now if you were to show this to like a person and be like, how much do you think this watch is worth? Now a majority of them are probably going to say like $500. Not even. I mean, this watch is like, I think $250, $300 maybe is my guess. I don't know how much you paid for it, but
I think I won one of those out of a claw machine before.
Fuck you. No, those ones, you know, when those ones, you can feel those ones and literally like the chain's plastic. Yeah. This is, you know, got metal chain of some sort, stainless steel or whatever. But
I don't think a lot of people have the opportunity to actually hold a Rolex. Like, have you ever held a Rolex, Paul? I've never held a Rolex, but apparently they make their own metals and shit. Apparently it just feels bougie. But
I've held a Tag Heuer or whatever the name is. Yeah,
to an average person, they're not gonna know what a fucking Rolex is versus the thing you got for $200 down at, you know, fucking Pawn Stars, Pawn America, or whatever it is. I just thought about that, where it's like it's really dumb to have a really expensive watch, unless it's just like your thing.
Unless you got money to blow, it really doesn't. You know, like for instance, one of the watches I really want now is, you know, Swatch or the Swiss watches. Like they have Swatch stores. I really want one of those. Are they expensive? They can get expensive, but do they look good? All of them look great, you know?
Yeah. I've always, there's a brand called Projects. There's Project Watches is what they're called. And they do like fun themed watches. And I always wanted one of theirs. Like some of them don't have hands on them. Like they just like,
minimalistic.
It's weird, you know, just a different watch. I never really got into like the whole, gold watch that just looks like a regular watch. It's just not
Yeah.
cool. I want a cool design on it. I don't know. I want like George Costanza's like face in the middle of it, and it like moves around with it or something.
Watches that are really getting big right now is that brand Fossil. They make really good, like mid-range, good-looking watches. Fossil does.
Also, I don't think. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
Fossil, check out Fossil watches. I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I'll wear watches because they're an extra accessory that you don't need.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I wear
No one needs a
I wear
watch.
I wear one pretty regularly. I'd say
Mhm.
3 out of the 7 days a week, maybe 4 sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I usually wear my watch. I have 2 watches. I have another Nixon that's a more black, less
Mhm.
gold. And the only reason why I
always-
have Nixons is just because I don't know. It's just what I happen to
cool.
get. Yeah, I think they look good for the price.
I've always liked Flavor Flav's with his big clock around his neck. Bring that. Can we have a big clock on my neck?
I was telling you, man, if we start rapping and doing hip hop, I'll be Wi-Fi and I'll have a router around my neck that has like all the lights
that'd be
going
cool.
off and it has a
It's
clock
plugged
built
in.
into it. Yeah, it's like it
Wired
has its
in.
battery powered. The
that's
chain's
really
an
good.
Ethernet cable. It's braided.
Yeah, it's like gold braid. Dude,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool actually. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Don't want to take that.
I'm
either.
well connected.
I'm online. Death Grips is online. Yeah, no, I'd like a little watch around my neck, a little drippy. How about a pocket watch, like a little Harry Potter pocket watch?
Pocket watch is sick. The groom Ricky, he had a pocket watch with a chain and his vest.
Those are bougie.
He looked
Those are
really fire.
I was gonna say, yeah, it probably looks good as hell.
Yeah.
I need a good, nice suit. Yeah, I've realized that I don't fit into my graduation suit because I got bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. Work is never over.
I
But,
bought a nice new sport coat for this wedding.
Did you?
Yeah.
I want a bougie suit. I want a Joker suit.
Well, if you ever want a bougie suit, come down here for the weekend. We can go to, there's like a lot more stores down here, and we can go to a few, and you can even get it fitted if you wanted, where you pick it up in a couple weeks, and once it gets
I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I want the Heath Ledger Joker suit.
You can get like
nice.
a cherry red suit, yeah.
Nah, I don't want cherry red. I want it green and blood all over it with the grenades inside.
With the grenade inside.
On the string. Yeah, that's the whole point of it. Why else would I have it if not on the pin?
Oh my god, Jack, I'm so groggy.
I feel that. I'm very sick, but you know how it is. Paul, driving back from that concert was fucking scary, dude. The rain.
Yeah, the city got a lot of rain.
Oh, dude, it was so much rain that we couldn't see the road for points. Like, not even joking. It was horrifying.
Who were you with?
So, just James. Me and James went. So I ended up doing most of the driving because James is a pussy and can't stay awake. Yeah, and that thing, it didn't give me a little sign that it was gonna stop.
It's got a 6-cylinder.
It was just like, it was like, we're going, dog, and I didn't see any problems with that. So we left at like 12:10 from the concert, drove back. We didn't get home till 3 a.m. because we had to drive 50, 60 miles an hour the whole way home instead of 90.
Yeah,
because it was so scary, dude.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever hydroplaned?
It's scary.
We've hydroplaned at least 8 times driving down there,
Jesus
and I
Christ.
know how to tell.
Did
And
you have bald ass tires?
no, it was my tires.
Oh, were you driving your car?
Yeah, I drive my car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what I meant when it said it hauled ass. It had no problem going down there. My tires are pretty bald. I am getting winter tires for sure this year around because I can't handle it. I'm afraid I'm gonna die. But hydroplaning is scary as fuck. We didn't move. It wasn't like we swerved to the other lane. I think we did once, but we could tell that we were not in control of this vehicle, so we just backed off, let it go. Some guy got pulled over on the way back because we were going 60, but this guy went 90, flew past us in the right lane. We were in the left lane, probably shouldn't have been anyway, but it was 3 a.m. and we were like, no one's driving. Zoomed right past us, cop pulls out, busts that guy, and I'm like, come on, cop. Like, leave that guy. But that guy was going 90, and I feel like that guy was probably gonna fucking
going 20 over.
Oh, right. Yeah, he was. Oh, shit. Yeah.
You shouldn't be going 90 regardless.
Yeah, right. He was going 90 regard. He had to be at least going fucking 80, but that was scary. I've never been more scared driving. And James was asleep in next to me, and I just had to listen to this podcast. And I'm like talking to myself to like answering their questions to keep myself awake.
Yeah, it's
I'm
scary.
like, oh guys, this is good. This is funny.
I was telling you, bro, if you needed a place to stay, you could have stayed here.
I felt not comfortable you not being there. I really didn't. Me and James,
It's
Yeah,
fine.
she did, and I very much appreciate it, but I prefer to drive very dangerously and almost die. Me and
Okay.
James were all right with dying. We already decided, like, if we're
Jesus
dying,
Christ.
we're gonna haunt this road, this stretch of highway. We already planned. We're gonna be ghosts on that highway.
Sticking people up.
Yeah, we're gonna appear in your fucking back seat while you're driving. You're gonna look, and we're gonna be gone. And you're gonna crash, and then we're gonna another victim. That was our plan all along. But yeah, driving, man.
I'm
Don't
glad you
drive
got home.
tired.
No,
Don't
it's
drive
so
tired.
bad.
I
That's
wasn't
why
even that tired, but
that's why when I go up now to watch UFC fights with guys, I pretty much plan to spend the
have to.
night somewhere, because if I drive back after watching those fights that late, it's scary.
Yeah.
You're like slapping yourself, like trying to stay awake. You're talking
Mhm.
to yourself. You're trying to sing to the music just to stay awake. It's not good.
And then
I think it's worse than driving drunk.
Yeah, I had like 20 minutes left getting into Duluth, and I was awake enough, so I didn't swerve or anything, and I was pretty aware. I know when I need to pull over, but actually I have tickets to Cannibal Corpse on October 4th on Wednesday, but James already told me like 2 weeks ago he couldn't make it, so I don't know if I'm gonna go. I might go. I got two tickets, but I don't know if I'm gonna end up hauling out. I feel like it's gonna be so tiring to haul out there on a Wednesday and drive back, but. I don't know. I
If
haven't
you have
decided yet.
Thursday off, you can just stay here.
Yeah, I
I'll
was
go
thinking
with you to
about
the
that,
concert
but
if you want.
do you want to go to Cannibal Corpse on Wednesday?
Maybe. If you have the
I
extra ticket, I'll
Yeah, I
pay you.
have the ticket. Dude, you know why I bought the ticket? Well, I bought it like 3 weeks ago. James said he could go, and then he didn't have it off. I wasn't upset because the tickets are $30. But for $30, you get to see Mayhem and Cannibal Corpse, two of the most OG death metal bands of all time.
It's pretty
Fucking
cool.
sold, dog. I'm
Yeah,
sold on that.
yeah.
So I might pop
What
out to
what
that
venue
show.
are they playing at?
Fillmore. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided, but I do want to go see Cannibal Corpse. I just don't want to get
That's in
sick.
like a week.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that so soon? I just don't want to get sick. That's why I don't want to go. It's
That's
because I'm gonna
fair.
get sick.
Well, if you end up going, let me know.
Okay, I'll let you know for sure. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sick of getting sick. Every
Me
concert
too.
we've went to, we've gotten sick, and then now coming back from this trip. I mean, I pretty much guaranteed, like, knew that if I'm going to Norway, I'm either getting sick on my way there or sick on my way home. And sure enough, I ended up getting sick 2 days before I left. Like, this tattoo, man, I really, really wanted it so bad that I knew I was sick, that I sat there with a fever, just sweating, getting this
Ooh.
thing for 5 hours, because I already had it planned for months, and I already
Mhm.
did the deposit for it. And I was like, we're getting this fucking thing done. And I stuck through to it. I was strong through it.
Yeah.
But like,
Seemed
after
like it's
staying up after all that time and like dealing with sickness and pain, I was kind of like impressed with myself that I just dealt with it and wasn't complaining. Like, I
Mhm.
was in a very good mood that entire trip, which was
Mhm.
unusual for me, because usually traveling, I'm not in a good mood. Like,
Yeah.
I'm nervous, I'm anxious, so it makes me mad or angry.
Mhm.
But that didn't happen this time around, so I'm kind of proud of myself for that. But with
It's
that
good.
being said, my next trip will not be out of the United States. It is going to be within the United States. I gained a lot of airline miles through Delta's. I'm going to only fly Delta now because I signed up for their Sky Miles plan, and now I have like
Mhm.
1,800 free air miles, which isn't a lot, but that could get me across the
Mhm.
United States one way for
Mm.
free. So Destiny and
I
I were thinking of maybe doing a road trip though next, and going to Montana or something, and going to see Yellowstone
That'd be cool.
maybe in the spring.
I still regret in the 80s not buying that airline um lifetime pass. Do you remember hearing about that?
No.
So in the 80s, I think it was Delta or it might have been Spirit. They sold a they sold a pass that was literally lifetime pass free fly, but it was 200 grand. It was $250,000, and you could buy this pass that literally gave you free flights for your entire life.
Jesus
And it
Christ.
ran for about 2 weeks until they realized that, oh shit, we're not gonna make our money back.
Yeah.
Because for $250,000, you could fly a lot of times, man, and rack up
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I swear it was Spirit, but it was a really big thing in the news that some guy like bought like some billionaire bought like 8 of them and sold them for a profit and just made a shit ton of money for these lifetime passes. But that'd be a flex.
That
I
would
got
be
the
a
lifetime
flex.
pass,
It's
you
like
know.
having like the unlimited McDonald's card or something that they gave to like one person.
Oh
Like
yeah, they definitely yeah, that
McDonald's
is
for
the thing.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. The McDonald's, the platinum, the
Yeah, yeah.
tungsten McDonald's card. It's sick.
I refuse
I'd
to
want.
believe it. No.
Oh, it's real. It's out there.
Before we
Send it to
wrap up
Bat
here, can
Music.
we talk about the Kevin James meme that's been circulating that got big while I was in Norway? Because I love it. It's just like you guys might have seen it, the Kevin James headshot with like 2 hands in the pocket. The
You have to
first
like
one
get
I
your
saw,
neck on. Yeah, that's it right there. Paul's got it. I get.
yeah, like
I can't
yeah,
do
bro,
it.
like like the white guy smile with the 2 hands in the pocket.
You gotta put him in the thumbnail. Maybe put your
Oh, I'm
face
putting
on
him in the
him or
thumbnail.
something.
No, I'm putting him in
Yeah.
the thumbnail. Yeah. But no, one of the captions had me laughing so hard. It was my unsucked cock looking at my wife, and it's just Kevin James.
King of Queens.
Yeah,
Great
King
show.
of Queens. Fucking, it's so good. I don't know. I just thought that meme was hilarious. Go check out. Just look up Kevin James meme, and it's gonna pop up. It's a good meme. Good meme platform. You can make that fit into a lot of things.
Another topic, Paul.
Yeah.
If we're done with Kevin James,
Yeah.
the lady that owns the Breaking Bad. So this lady that owns
Breaking
the
Bad
Breaking
house?
Bad, yeah, Walter White. She owns the White's house. I don't know if you know Paul, but she hates people coming to their house.
Oh,
like,
I'm
there's
sure.
There's videos of her screaming and yelling because she doesn't want people throwing pizzas on her roof. I mean, if you go there, she's got like a 8-foot like iron bars up in front of their house and countless videos of her yelling at people because she's getting harassed. And I kind of side with her a little bit, but at the same time,
Why did you buy that fucking house?
She already lived there before. That was her. That was
Oh.
literally her like childhood home. So that's why I side with her. She didn't buy it. It was rented out for the purpose of the show,
Yeah.
and then it got big. You can sell your house for easily twice the market value. Easily.
could.
There's not even a question in my mind.
Yeah, someone
If
would
it's
buy
worth
that Breaking
50,
Bad
it's
house.
worth 100. Second,
Triple, probably.
triple, easily.
Quadruple,
Second,
yeah.
you totally have the means to move. Stop yelling at people. Third, she gets pissed at people throwing pizzas on her roof. $1,000 a ticket. Throw a pizza on the Breaking Bad house. You know how much money you'd rake in? This lady is fucking up. You want to throw a pizza on the Breaking Bad house? $500, and you got to bring your own pizza. Dude, she'd make so much money. I would pay it, and you would too, Paul. You'd be like $500. You could throw pizza on there. It's a whole deal.
Or
know?
just do it without paying.
Yeah. Well, then you're just gonna get shot.
Yeah,
she should have the legal right to shoot you.
Yeah.
You know, you're just an asshole. But I feel like this Breaking Bad lady like is missing a lot of money she could be making. I would like make this like a walkthrough. I'd redecorate it into the
like
Breaking
a
Bad house.
Breaking Bad museum.
I would, dude. You'd make hella money, dude. I'd love.
It
to own
always
that
smells
house.
like gasoline in there.
The carpet's all
when
wet.
Jesse's
soaking.
gonna fucking burn down the house.
Yeah, you have like I can't even think of any. Yeah, I can't even think of any other Breaking Bad references that are in the house. You got the bear in the pool or whatever, you know.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah,
think's
that would
going
be
on
cool.
with Britney Spears? You see that video of her dancing with the knives?
I haven't seen it. I just heard about it. What is it?
Apparently, like somebody called the cops on her, and she got a wellness check for that because she's just like dancing with knives and being really dangerous. It was fucking weird.
Like dancing how?
Like spinning around in her kitchen in very limited loose clothing with fucking sharp ass kitchen knives and like clacking them together and like spinning with them, like being dangerous. This is what the elite do. They spin around with knives.
She knows if she accidentally slices her neck open, she's got all that kid's blood she can drink, so she doesn't have to worry about it.
Jesus Christ,
Dude.
she's fucked.
Let her do knives. Leave her alone. She's having fun.
Leave Britney alone. Okay.
Leave Britney. If she's doing it nude, and more power to her. Let her dance nice. Let her slice people up. What if she fucking add them like? She's up there chainsaw. No, leave her alone. Also, wellness checks should be illegal. In my mind. Do you know, Paul? Do you know what percentage of wellness checks end with that person they're going to check dead by the cop's hand? So when people send a well check, it's about 60% of all wellness checks end with that person getting killed by the cops.
Jesus
It's some crazy statistic that I read. This is really recent, so I think I'm right. Pretty much wellness checks is if you see someone that you don't think is feeling right, you can call the cops and say, I think this person is endangering themselves. The cops come to their house, talk to you, and you can do this to anybody. Paul, if I called the cops, they could come down there and talk to you. But oftentimes what happens is these people do it, and then they send the cops to someone's house that is schizophrenic, suicidal, and they see the cop and they think, oh, I'm going to go to jail, or, you know, the cop's my enemy, and they end up trying to attack the cop or hurt the cop, or the people end up killing themselves because they're afraid of the cops, and it happens
Jesus.
quite often.
I didn't know that.
A lot of the cop suicides you see
Suicide by
are
cop.
suicide by cop. Yeah, that is often by wellness checks. People go up and attack. So I don't think you should be able to do wellness checks on people because you can send them on anybody, and they cause more problems than they help. You know,
I
That's-
guess I could agree with that.
that's just me.
I feel like don't be calling the cops on anybody unless they're actually a danger to themselves or someone else. Like Britney
Yeah.
Spears dancing with knives.
Leave her
doesn't make
alone.
yeah.
Did
Yeah.
she hurt herself? No, she
I don't think
danced
so.
nice. I have to watch that video because I don't see. It's one thing if she's doing it good. Is she good at it or is she bad? Because if
Not
she's
very
bad, then it's a
good.
problem. Is she good?
No,
Is she really
not
good at it?
really.
Okay, well then maybe call a wellness check on her. She's not gonna-
What?
she's
No,
cracked.
fucking get rid of those.
No, fuck, no. You don't even know. They might be fake nice. Might not be Britney Spears. Could be an AI. Could be a deep fake.
Jackson, you have to pick one, and this is how we'll close out the show. Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? Jack? I lost Jackson? Is this the Paul 5 show now? Hello? All right, well, I lost Jackson here momentarily. What a way to for that to happen right at the end here. What can I talk about? Okay, so this was really fucked up, and I'm a little behind on this. This happened a few weeks ago, but there was this there's two 17-year-olds, I think, or one was 17, the one that was driving. Are you there? Are you back, Jackson? Oh, did I lose him?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back now. You froze.
Oh, what happened? Oh no. Oh shit. Am I good? Are you back?
You're good. Your voice is a little delayed, but we'll deal with it. We're right at the end here. So I'm just gonna talk about what I went into because you disconnected and I had to keep going. But yeah, so this like 17-year-old steals a car with their friend and then is giggling as they run over this old man on his bike. This was like a few weeks ago. Turns out he was a retired police chief and they killed him. And the reason why I bring this up, obviously it's a horrible act and should not have happened. These people deserve to be in prison. Is at first they were only getting charged with manslaughter and the headlines were horrible. Like it was like cop dies in bike accident. It wasn't like these people murdered this guy, because if you watch the video they're filming, they're like, let's hit this fool. And they hit him really hard on his bike and fucking kill him. And the headlines were like, should have been, this guy was fucking murdered. You know, not exactly that, but like this, you know, retired police chief was murdered when hit on his bike. It should have been like, retired police chief dies in a bike accident. That's not what happened. He got murdered. It wasn't manslaughter. They talk about hitting him and speed up and purposely hit him off his bike.
Was it?
In a car.
Is that who it was? Yes, it was. It wasn't it?
I don't know.
I'm just wondering. We can do the lottery here.
Have you seen
I'll spin the wheel what color did
Have you seen all the horrible stuff about the Philadelphia riots that happened like 2 days ago?
I didn't know there were Philadelphia
Dude,
riots.
they looted like the Apple store and everything, and people were just all talking about like
they just hit there are a lot of psychopaths and shit out there. I just couldn't imagine wanting to go hit somebody and kill him. But
yeah,
the headline shit does piss me off. It
Yeah.
sounds a little fucked.
like
where
there
it's
are
just
headlines
obviously lying.
everywhere. It was just lying at like, no, this dude was clearly murdered.
You get that a lot with celebrities and like sexual assault charges. They'll be like, this guy, you know, sent solicit videos to this 12-year-old girl. What you meant to say was this pedophile was trying to prey on somebody, but they try to like hide it and make it sound better, but it's not. You know, it's really easily media influence in the fucking what do you call it, article. Swat.
But anyways, this happened in Las Vegas. It was viral a few weeks ago when it happened. You know, go look into this because it's fucked up. Rest in peace, that retired police chief. I mean, he probably didn't do anything wrong in his damn life. Dude was just riding his bike on the side of the road, and those people just killed him.
No Fox News. I won't turn off my ad blocker, so I guess I'm not reading the article. Whatever. I don't.
But Jack,
they started playing the video.
I don't know if you heard my question before you cut off, but
I did.
Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon. We're gonna end it here. You can only choose one.
Okay.
Why?
Fuck the Disney Channel. We're not doing that. Cut it out. It's out of here. All those shows don't count. Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon. Channel 25 versus 26, right? Something like that. I don't
Something
know.
like that, whatever it was back then.
I don't know, man. That's hard because do we get Nick at Night?
You get
And do we
anything
get
on that channel.
okay? So
So
then
like with Cartoon
do
Network,
we
you
get
get
Adult
Adult
Swim?
Swim. Yeah, I'm going
Well, then
Cartoon
Cartoon
Network.
Network.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then if we get okay, let's say you don't get Adult Swim. Let's say you don't get Nick at Night. Let's
Cartoon
just say
Network.
you get. Really? I might go Nickelodeon.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, Foster's Home for
Oh,
Imaginary
yeah.
Friends, like Johnny Bravo. There, I'm pretty sure there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot more I'm not thinking of, but
Yeah.
I know that Cartoon Network had more bangers to me than Nickelodeon did. Like Nickelodeon had SpongeBob,
Rugrats,
Rugrats,
Cat Dog.
Cat Dog. Sure, Cat Dog wasn't Cartoon Network. Was it?
It
Nickelodeon?
actually might have been.
Was Jimmy
You know
Neutron
what? I think
Nickelodeon?
No,
Yeah, it was. I
Was
think
it?
it was.
Oh yeah, it was. It totally was. Very Odd Parents. That was Nickelodeon, right? No, that's Cartoon Network.
No, it was Nickelodeon.
I might have to go Cartoon Network for real, just for Courage and they had a lot of like the old Scooby Doo's and shit on there.
Yeah.
So it's definitely Cartoon Network. I don't even think it's a. But if we're going Nick at Night, George Lopez though, I don't know. I might have to go Nick at Night. Nickelodeon. You know what I mean? Because they have some good shows.
Adult Swim, I think, has better show. It's very like opinionative, but I think Adult Swim has better shows now than it ever did when we were younger. Even though there was a lot of good.
Think now?
Yeah.
I did. What are some shows now? I know Primal's one of them you like. Are there any others recently that you like? I can't think of any new shows that I like on there. The Mike Tyson one was fucking stupid.
Eric Andre show.
But is that really new? I thought he's been around for a fat minute, hasn't he? At least I don't know.
Newer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Aqua Team Hunger Force obviously takes the cake for the one growing up.
Yeah.
And then I haven't really watched much of Moral Oral, but I know it's really fucked up.
Oh, that shit's so funny, dude. I've seen a lot of that. I forgot of Moral Oral. Good shit.
Yeah, I made you look like him in a thumbnail.
Yeah, you
on
did.
accident.
Yeah, I sent you a picture. I look like Moral Oral.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. No, I think we decided it's Cartoon Network. I'll go fuck your mother.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Hell yeah.
Okay, now let's say we have the Disney Channel in there. Does that sway your opinion at all?
If I was a kid, I would have picked Disney Channel if I was asked this
Me too.
question, because Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, I think Drake and Josh was Disney.
It's funny you mentioned that.
good.
I went back and watched the Sweet Life on Deck and the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, the first episodes, and they were funny, dude. They had a lot of women hating jokes, which I love. They had a lot of jokes like, this woman can't do this. Ha ha ha. This woman's dumb. A lot of that jokes, and it was pretty funny. I'm not even gonna lie.
What's the bellhop dude's name? The manager?
Mr. Mosby?
Mr. Mosby is like my adult vibe. Like that is
Yeah.
me now. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll never see him in anything again. I think he like drunk drived and killed like 3 people.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, he totally did. He convicted of manslaughter. I can't remember his name. I just looked it up.
Could you imagine? He's getting in the car and he's like trying to remember the glory days, and he's drinking and he turns on the Sweet Life on Deck theme, and then he kills an entire
Oh
family.
my god. Oh wait, oh.
Yeah, that's the last thing
Sweet Life
they
on
hear.
Deck, yeah.
Jesus
Christ.
Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Cole and Dylan Sprouse are all fucked up. Now they'll never bring that show back because they're all alive. Oh, bro, who the fuck? The Ashley, what's her name? The Asian chick in that show. Yeah, her.
No,
she
the
was in something recently, but I can't remember what the fuck she was. I think she might have been
married to Macaulay Culkin, I'm pretty sure.
That's what it was. She was married to him, and she was in some role that I didn't know it was her, and I was really surprised. But anyways, good actor.
I think she's the only one that was normal after all the childhood shit. Like usually a lot of those kids are fucked up.
I mean, she was a little older too.
Yeah.
Were Dylan and Cole Sprouse fucked up?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to them.
No, they're fine. I think they're chill.
Were they the twins in Big Daddy? Were they the kid in Big Daddy? Yeah. Because they were both in it.
They were in a lot of. They were in a shit ton of movies.
Growing
up. If you're like an identical twin, your chances of being in a movie are like tripled or something, because they need sets of twins, especially for babies.
Yeah.
Because one's gonna cry, the other one's gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good little trade off, but yeah.
All right, dude. You want to call it a show?
We can call it a show.
Anything you want to say for the listeners out there before we wrap it up?
Nothing much. Just the content's been a little slow, getting over the sickness, going to a concert, figuring shit out.
I was in Norway.
we did what we could for this cast. I felt I didn't roll off as
Neither
fluently
did
as
I.
I'd like to, but we're sick. Paul's jet lagged, and we got 1,000 other these casts to go. So I really thank you all for watching. Great support on the My Copath episode. Great support on the last week's episode. We're just gonna keep pushing out
Yeah.
content to y'all. Yeah, I'll let Paul take it from here.
I really just wanted to say, guys, thank you so much. Somehow, while I was in Norway, we gained 145 subscribers. I think even more than that, which I think is bizarre. We don't know what contributed to it. It could have been the Mycopath episode. It could have been some of the shorts we had out. Regardless, thank you guys all for the support and welcome new listeners. Thank you for subscribing. We promise to keep pushing out this cast once a week. More content coming soon. I do have that Norway trip to edit. It's going to be a little bit, but it is going to come out. Yeah, I mean, I really don't have much else to say except like, subscribe, comment if you haven't already. And down below, what would you pick? Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? I want to know. Or Disney, if you think Disney's better than all. Do you like the Kevin James meme? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I'm a fucking idiot for laughing at it? Let me know in the comments below. Everybody, that was Gutterball 67. Have a good weekend.